if they do that, they're going to be very, 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 very tough to beat.
Wilson! Oh! And we are tied!
Let's go! Call them by Slamma.
And I don't ever let them forget where we come from.
Getting those phones out before me acting ignorant.
Zion Kris got his way through, and he may go! Kris is in! Houston leads out of nowhere!
Seventh heaven for Houston. The Cougars advance to their seventh Final Four.
Go Coogs! Let's go! It's no good! The dream remains alive for the Houston Cougars!
Welcome to this edition of Let's Rage Coogs, presented by Steve Saxenian and the Saxenian Family. I am KG Kris Gardner. With me is Dayon Dunlap, my brother. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well.
We're going to talk about the Cougs win over LSU. I wanted to start the show with this right here. Final score 38-35 over LSU in the Texas Bowl, so everybody can get a look at it. That's
you see that? Put that L in Louisiana.
Yes, sir. Put that L in Louisiana. So, everyone, thank you for your patience. We're trying to figure out a few things. Andy is at the stadium waiting for Coach Kris to do his post-game press conference, and Andy will join us as soon as he can. So we try to wait as long as possible before we started the show. But put that L in Louisiana. We got already people commenting and chiming in with their thoughts. It is.
I mean, let's start with the attendance, Kris. What you think about the turnout, the attendance?
I thought it was great. I asked Andy. He said he thought it was like 50-50, maybe 55-45 in favor of LSU. I'll take that. I was afraid it'd be like 75-25 LSU, but it wasn't. Announced crowd of attendance was 63,867, and I'd say 30,000 of that was Cougs. I'm good with that. What about you?
Yeah, same. I mean, I thought it was great. From what I've seen, just particularly with the Houston turnout, and kind of goes to what we know. Houston, a lot of Houston fans come out to see the other school, but I mean, when you're coming out to see LSU, it's good to see that Cougars fans actually came out, because it could have easily, like you said, been a 75-25 split, easy. But the fact that a lot of our fans got out, bought tickets, and went to the game and supported in Houston to make it kind of seem like a home field advantage in NRG, it was incredible, man. Incredible.
And, and NM, you could be right. Definitely more Cougs. Hey, I'm good with 50-50. You say 60-40. I'm good with it. It was a lot of red in the stadium. That was great to see. Dayon touched on it. A lot of that red probably was to see the Cougs play LSU, not to see the Cougs play in a bowl game, but it's a start. The Cougs did win. Started off poorly. Special teams. Let's the last few weeks of the regular season, the return game, the coverage was bad, and it was bad to start off the game tonight. Your thoughts on that?
Just immediately thought, man, that's the LSU speed. That's immediately I'm thinking. I'm thinking that's the SEC LSU speed. That's what I thought. That's the kick. I was like, whoo. And that was immediately my reaction. I didn't think nothing about, okay, that's the SEC. That's the LSU speed right there. That was the difference. And you could just see the explosiveness a little bit when some of their athletes got out in the open space. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I thought. And then the way we kind of settled into the game, kind of settled in, drives, just kind of picking them apart. Boom. Dot after dot, just drive after drive. I mean, he looked really well out there. And his first season as the starter to lead to a 10-win season, I mean, that's monumental. Cap it by beating an SEC opponent. LSU, regardless of the circumstances, they got LSU SEC talent out on the field. I mean, it was big.
And Connor had only one bad play, the ball that slipped out of his hands. Mm-hmm. Other than that, he made great throws that were just darts. Mm-hmm. The play calling overall, I was impressed with the aggressiveness of the play calling. What about you?
Yeah, I was. I think with the start of how LSU started so fast, it kind of impacted the play calling to be, I think, a little bit more aggressive and to the benefit that kind of was feeling it and was playing well. So I think they kept it aggressive. So I think it was not only the LSU, different components that went into the play calling, but it worked out because Connor was just dealing. I mean, whether he's running the ball, just throwing dot after dot, Cozio, Thomas, and just the accuracy, some of the throws that he was making, just extending plays. I mean, he looked like a vet out there. He looked like he was supposed to be out there playing against LSU, and so I think just the way he played, the way he finished it, everything he's talking about coming back. I mean, the momentum going into the next season. I mean, it's for me as a Houston fan, I'm feeling really good.
And we're going to talk about the game. Like I said, we're waiting for Andy to join us from the stadium with some post-game comments. He said right now he's got there are two more players, two Cougars who will be joining in post-game. And then once that's done, he'll join us after that. But I want to look ahead, like we did on one of the last football LRC shows. When is it time to start talking about and promoting next season?
I think it starts now. Tonight is the rollout for me. As soon as that game ended, I got some type of video, or in the morning. I mean, I write this one out tonight, prep all beating LSU, but tomorrow morning, I got some type of video out, rolling and prepping for next year. I mean, kind of coming back. Coach Fritz. I mean, now for me, if they had me in the building, we'll have something ready for tomorrow morning for sure.
Agreed. Mr. Big Texco saying he says now, NM says yesterday.
Yep.
We're all in agreement.
Yep.
Take advantage of
the momentum. This one tonight for sure.
Most definitely, and I'll go back. I do kind of there were two play calls that I was kind of shaking my head on, the little passes in the backfield to Amari Thomas when he had like one or no blocking against LSU speed on the outside. I'm like, yeah, burn those plays.
Nah, for me, it was that, like, remember the fourth down play. I mean, maybe it was a 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1, and we in shotgun. That's when I'm like, come on, man, like, come on, get under center. And the broadcaster just compliment how good we been at quarterback sneaks the entire year. And so, one of those plays. But I mean, how about Cozio, man? Who's I'm sure all but guaranteed to be a NFL drafted tight end in the early rounds. I haven't looked at any mock drafts, but probably 1 or 2, top 3 rounds for sure, top 2 probably for sure. And him just to go out and finish the game how he did, finish the season how he did, banged up, getting his shoulder worked out, still came out, made a big catch, took a hit, then came back out, made a key block on a Connor Sealing touchdown. I mean, I think that is going to play into the culture of what Coach Fritz is building and the type of players that he's bringing in. And, like, we finished. I mean, you didn't really hear much about players opting out. And I think the culture, we talked about this throughout the season. Mm-hmm. Some games, we're like, dang, what's the culture? But overall, I think it's set. And I think Cozio really showed that tonight. Connor Wigman, he's been amplifying that type of culture all year. But it was a great win, man. I think Cozio really, he stood out to me tonight. I mean, him and Amari Thomas, we got to find a way to keep Amari Thomas. We got to find a way to upgrade his salary. I mean, he needs more. He deserves a raise. He should be probably the highest paid player on the offense if it's not Connor, or one of the highest player skill positions for sure.
Yeah, we can talk about that too. On 3 wrote about it a few days ago. One of the writers, Pete Nakos, and the wide receiver, the salary range for wide receivers kind of surprised me. Quarterback is obviously the highest paid spot in the portal. Sure. But wide receiver range was probably $300,000 to $750,000. I was like, oh, I mean, it's not my money. But I was like, oh, is that all? So, I'm thinking it'd be $1 million, $1.5 million, whatever. But Amari Thomas, his agent, whoever's in charge from UH perspective, make that phone call. Already have an agreement. What do you need, Amari, to come back? Okay, yes, we can do that. All right. Yeah. Get it done.
Get it
right now.
done. Get it
You know,
done expeditiously because he deserves it. I think we bring him back just a certified slot receiver, probably be projected to finish next year, Big 12 all first team. It's the eclipse 1,000. He was just short this year, doubled it. Just the combination of him and Connor coming back with the running backs that we got coming back. I expect us to get even bigger and start up front. And we might lose a lot on defense. I have to really look at it and see. But just offensively, specifically offensively right now, I think just showing up some things on the end. I think it's going to be big shoes to replace with Koziel in the middle. But just with the weapons on the outside, I think, and what we have, and especially in Connor. I mean, he'll be a second season in this system, Big 12. I mean, we're in the season ranked, beating LSU. I mean, this is a big day. I mean, I can't understate it, how much of a win this really was and what it means for Houston and how it can really springboard this thing. This is season 2 for Coach Fritz and 10 wins. So the expectation, that's the bar to me. I mean, having a successful season now is to be in perennial playoff Big 12 champions, contenders, and then playoffs and going there.
and now it's time, and it has begun to upgrade the talent. The talent level and the signees is on paper. You got to show it on the field, of course, but is faster than most of the guys on the current roster. The offensive line will be improved. Coach Fritz and the staff won 10 games this season with what? 3-star players, on average. He's getting 4 stars coming in. Another year of winning. We're bringing more 4 stars and a handful of some 5 stars coming in.
I mean, not to play it on the stars, but I know what you mean as far as explosiveness.
Yes,
Some of
speed for
those
sure.
stars, and it's a popularity. So I want our listeners to make it think that we caught up. I know what you mean. So not specifically you, Kris, just our listeners to think that because I know exactly what you mean. I agree. But I think and just to your point, what you're saying is just the upgrade in talent versus the more explosive playmakers who
Yes.
with the eye test you can see. And I think Amari Thomas is that,
To
but
your
just
point.
like
Because,
his ability, but with more speed.
yeah, because
Because
Amari
he
Thomas,
got it. But if he had that it'd be
because, he wasn't a lot of stars coming out of high school. That's where he went to, UAB. But you put him in a system here, UH, he became a playmaker. But you start adding guys more talented than him, add on top of what's already here. Then you start expecting and competing for not just a Big 12 championship, because Texas Tech and their money, they're going to go out and get those players. A lot of those players, many as they can. The question that Mr. Big Texaco has to do, this needs to be answered. We need to find out. Does UH have the NIL money to offer players? And it's not the salary cap, because as people wrote about today, the last few days, the big boy programs are finding ways to go around the cap, go above and beyond that $22 million and spend $30 million on football players. We got to find people like that, folks who have that kind of money and get to that level.
Yeah,
Those folks.
I think it's going to take for us to reach the playoffs to get to that level. But I think immediately with the success that we've had to this point, Coach Fritz and staff, that like Coach Sampson, he can start selling culture, development, and winning, and an opportunity to play on the big stage along with everything in the city of Houston. It's because we might not be able to pay for the ones that's looking for that high extra money. All of them don't pan out, so we might not be able to get them. But the ones that do pan out, that's looking for the different things like culture, like a good coaching staff with a coaching prestige, and as a proven winner and looking to play on the big stage and actually have an opportunity to play. Because some of them players be just stacked up getting the money, but they be 2 and 3 on the depth chart. Like one of the comments, like LSU can afford to play first string, second string, and probably even third. And so I think now Coach Fritz and staff can start getting even more of those players without having to or in having the funds to be able to pay them like other schools. And I think we will do that. I think more. I expect more transfers and even freshmen to even commit. I think next season's recruiting class 2027 can be equally as strong or not even eclipse what the 2026 class was.
Agreed. And to that point, from a fan perspective, UH athletics marketing should find ways to contact everyone who had a ticket to the Texas Bowl via email and email them season ticket packages for this coming season. Thank you for your support. Thank you for attending the Cougs win over LSU at the Texas Bowl. Come see a top 20 ranked team next year. Get ready. It's going to be more excitement in year 3 under Coach Fritz. We need your support. We need you at the stadium, at our home games going forward. We got big plans for you in the future. Come support us. Let's
What
see.
happened? Oh, I thought we lost you.
No. There we go. But yeah, they need to start that marketing, hit that promotion Monday. Everybody who's at the game, here is something in the mail for you to come buy tickets for next year. Be on that with the quickness.
I agree, definitely with the quickness, but with that should be a link to a video. I think you got not only do you got to have the emails, you got to have the social media presence and the videos, and all of that is important. I mean, I know it's late. I'm not sure who is all. I mean, we got a good number of people watching, and I'm sure plenty of people may go back and rewatch it. I mean, you got to make the call to me and get me in the building. The ideas and the leadership and the experience that I have, not only in media, but actually producing this type of content that needs to be produced so that you can take Houston to where it's headed. And sports wise, I think the media wise needs to be headed there and having ideas and putting out different videos and the same ones that we putting out can go and reach the momentum. But I think like everything to your point, but then you got to take the next step. They got to click in and see a video to that with Coach Fritz, with the 10-win seasons and the different things that to cap off this year and leading into the next year.
And Mr. Big Texco is I know what he's writing, what he's stating about Tech having so much money on, for NIL. UH doesn't have to get close to that. UH just needs to do their part to retain and then go pick and choose guys they want to be a part of this program and a part of this culture. Because being the highest paid team does not guarantee you a championship. I want guys who want to be here, who want to get better, and borrow from Coach Sampson. Some of those guys who are just in it for the money, and not saying that's all the Tech players have because they have a hell of a team this year. But there are some guys at a lot of programs who just are happy being paid, and some of them are happy being second string and don't want to be first string. Those guys, Coach Fritz, that's right. Go somewhere else. I got guys here who are going to beat you with less money. We're going to work harder than you because you don't want to work hard. We work hard here. We have a great culture here. We have winning culture here. It's the Houston Cougars, Willie Fritz culture. Sell that because Tanner Cozio, he proved it today. He's a draft pick. He didn't have to play today. I'm sure, I hope he has some draft stock insurance already taken out, for injury prevention. But he took hits. He came back in the game. He didn't have to. He didn't have to play in the game, period. He chose to play. He got maybe a stinger, got the work on, went back in the game, made a great catch, as you said. That embodies the Houston Cougar culture. And that's what they have to sell to the players to retain them and go get some. Because, they may not have all that money that the Texas Tech or LSU or Ohio State or whatever have. That's all right. You get enough talented players, and let's go compete against those other teams.
Agreed. And there's enough talent in the city to be able to lock down H-Town and keep some elite talent in the city and keep building this thing. I mean, this is a monumental win. I mean, last SEC team that I remember beating the bowl was Auburn, and so to beat LSU and to do it in the fashion that we did it, I know it was a close game, but just to compare how it was a competitive. It wasn't like we just steamrolled the LSU like they were just totally just not there. No, they were there and they
They
still
tried
had
to win.
the SEC talent. They had everything that they had, although their full staff wasn't in place, but the talent was there to get that win. You got to keep going, and I think so many different ways that we should approach it, but just starting with the quarterback. I mean, Connor's coming back senior year. I'm sure he's going to be looking to not only duplicate this double-digit win season, but surpass it and get a Big 12 championship and get in that college football playoff. And then, who knows, he plays himself into a draft pick because he has the tools. Now it's about consistency because he's been hurt throughout at A&M. He put a full season display now. He's shown the talent, his arm talent, how he can throw the football. He showed his toughness. Had over 700-some rushing yards this season. So now if he can duplicate this season next year with double-digit wins and maybe eliminate some of those interceptions that he had, a couple of those plays, I mean, he has the tools to play at the next level. And so it's a lot on the line. I mean, then you got the hype from this recruiting class coming in, and you got just more recruits to go get. I mean, what a time now to be at Houston, to be a Houston fan, and keep this thing rolling. Because I mean, I always feel like we're overlooked and looked at like a tier 3 school versus the tier 1, tier 2, particularly in football.
And I saw him on the sideline. I saw 50 Cent on the sideline before they announced it. I hope people at UH connect with 50 and let's work together. Help promote UH athletics. We can help you as well. Build on that connection. He knows people who have money. Capitalize on this momentum. Don't drop the ball. And because Andy texted me, because I said to him, I said, hey, 50 Cent is on the sideline. Andy said that he walked past 50 when he was going down the tunnel and 50 was going up the tunnel when 50 was leaving the sideline. And he said, I should have got a picture. I'm like, yeah, how'd you miss that, man? So when he joins the show after getting post-game comments, we got to ask him about that as well. But yeah, no, I did not see AJ Halsey. I know he's over there at LSU. He opted out. So I don't know if he's with the team on the sideline or not. But he's one of the guys, like 8 or 9 players for LSU who opted out of the bowl game. That's their choice. That's a personal choice.
And AJ, a true Houston guy to the core. Shout out. I mean, he had to make a smart decision to go to LSU, in which, from what I've heard, made him offer he couldn't refuse, and he's proven like he proved at Houston that he's a first-round draft pick and one of the best safeties in the country. So I'm sure he's inside smiling and happy. Houston. Not only, I'm sure, I mean, he on LSU side, I'm sure he wants to win, but happy that Houston is thriving and doing well and trending upward. And so shout out to him for sure, because he's a beast, and I'll be rooting for him next year when he get drafted and so forth throughout his career.
And Mr. Big Texco says AJ was there. That's good. Like I said, I have no ill will. You know, as long as folks don't burn bridges and, you know, take personal shots at us as Coogs, hey, you made the best choice for him. I respect that. I mean, very few folks going to hate on that. You do what's best for you. That's fine. Where does Houston finish in the rankings? Top 20. I don't know about top 15. I say top 20. What do you think? Dan, what do you think?
Say it again. What was that?
Where do you think Houston will finish in the
Finish
rankings?
our rankings top 15. We were 21 now. Yeah, I say top 15 for sure. I'd probably say up in there that top 15. I have to take a look and see who lost and actually look at it, see what makes sense. But just off the top, I think top 15 makes sense for sure.
And I think there'll be preseason top 15 for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, preseason poll next year, Texas Tech in the conference, Texas Tech, BYU, Houston. You can flip a coin over BYU and Houston. But Tech's money ain't going to keep them around number one. So
I was watching this 10 for Tita interview on my phone that Chris Baldwin with Paper City got, and he was talking to him about, he was just saying how big this 10 wins was and how a lot of these Houston prospects, you need to get them on campus and get these fans on campus and some of the things that he was saying.
And Andy is going to join us momentarily from the stadium. So look forward to that. But this team has room to improve, areas of improvement. We all agree with that. But this year's team still won 10 games. So just think about what this team can do with better health, better talent, and more spots, and some improved depth with that talent. This is a great building block. All right, let me see if I can bring Andy in here. Let's try this first, and then I'm going to do it the simple way. Andy, you ready? All right.
Hey, Dayon. Hey, Kris. What's up? How y'all doing?
And he's on the field, too. Look at that.
Yes, sir. 1 a.m. on the field. Hair is probably a little frizzy, but you know what? Hey, what a great night to be here. A great morning, whatever the hell you want to say. What a great morning it is to be a Houston Cougar. Kris, Dayon, that's the first time I've ever been to a Houston Cougars football event, and you know what? I thought, damn, you know what? This program can. They're on. Not only are they on the right track, but they can be something special. They showed it tonight. It was a great atmosphere, great crowd. I don't know what the official the number was in terms of Houston LSU fans. I know the official attendance was about 66,000. I would say it was probably about at least 50%. It was UH fans. There might get whatever the total number of UH fans were in here, but the contingent of UH fans that were here, they were loud, they were energetic, and when Houston Cougars football, they went on the field, they took care of business. That celebration was something special to watch, and hopefully it's something that it's a launching point of what's to come. Because it's Texas Bowl. They ended with 10 wins, a 10-3 season, but this is a UH football program that obviously has much, much higher, bigger goals set in mind. Keyshawn Henderson was here. He got to see everything. A lot of the new, I guess technically they're not freshmen yet, but they're going to be freshmen next year. Were apart on the sidelines. They got to experience what we've talked about in the past is hopefully a building block for this program, and it was just awesome. It was awesome to see UH take care of business against LSU. Granted, they're in a transitional phase, but they had SEC talent, like we saw it from the first play of the game on that kickoff. They had some players that can play, and UH went out there and they beat them.
Houston has to get more speed across the board. We all knew that already. we knew that. LSU put on display with that kickoff return. That's fine. I think more speed is coming in on next year's team and a future team. So this is a great building block. But Andy, Dayon, me, and our viewers on YouTube and Twitter and Twitch, hopefully went off on Twitch without a hitch, Facebook as well. This has to be a building block, as you said. But asking you, how soon should UH athletics, UH marketing capitalize on this momentum?
Right now. They should be coming up with them graphics. They should have. I haven't been on social media. I don't know what they've posted, but they should be capitalizing right now. They should be capitalizing with the players and head coach Woody Fritz had to say after the game in their post-game press conference. Like, this is listen. Houston's kind of behind the eight ball, not in terms of they're just in terms of who they're competing against, right? With the other power programs in the Texas region, even with a program like LSU, right? Like, they're a name brand. They beat an SEC school. Like, they should be marketing that right now. Like, hey, Tanner Kojo had the perfect comment. It just means more, right? Hey, this victory, it just means more. They beat LSU. Great bowl victory, 10-win season. And, oh, yeah, they have one of the best recruiting classes that they've had in program history coming for 2026. Renew your season tickets. Get season tickets. Like I said, 66,000 people that were inside of NRG Stadium today. Like, damn, if it was half, that means that about 33 of them were U of H fans. Damn, that's 33,000. That's more than most of the attendance at most of the home games this season. And we can get those other 7,000 people to come on in and have sellouts at TDSU Stadium, man. Like, they got to capitalize on it now. And right now, when you feel that momentum, when you see that confetti, you saw the excitement, one from Willie Fritz and all the players. Hearing the players talk, like, Willie Fritz hasn't bought in, man. Like, they are buying what the message he is selling, and hopefully they can carry it. They had a great season, but now that season, it's over. And now it's about what they do in 2026, and they can't go backwards. They got to keep going forward. They're going to be in the top 25 next year, you would presume, right, to begin the season. They got to capitalize the momentum. They can't be complacent, because at the end of the day, they want to do more, right? They want to be in that Big 12 championship game. They want to be competing, as great as this victory was, they want to be competing in the college football playoff in the near future. And in order to achieve that, they got to take this momentum and capitalize on it now, and don't get satisfied. Stay hungry, because they still got a lot more to accomplish.
And let's go with Andy conservatively, what he said. Let's say it's 33,000 UH fans there at the game, at the Texas Bowl. Get 28,000 of them to become season ticket holders. That's money that FedEx can count on in their budget year in, year out. The season ticket base, the number needs to increase to 25, 30,000. Season tickets. I'm not talking about walk-up. 25 to 30,000 season ticket holders annually. Part of the question about where's the money going to come from for NIL? Well, if UH Athletics can budget and count on however many $1 million that comes from your season ticket holders every year, that's a start. That's a great start. That's one thing we have to. We're all alums here. Okay? We have to start supporting each other. Coogs helping Coogs. I'm going to say, Andy, I don't know if, Dayon, I don't know if you know how much tickets cost for this bowl game, but they might have cost as much for a season tickets to general admission for UH home games.
Yeah, if you could afford a ticket to this game, you could afford season tickets at U of H, which is a crazy thing. At least currently, because I think in the future that's not going to be the case.
Yeah,
take advantage now. If you bought a ticket directly from NRG or wherever, it was $80. Those $80 to get you season tickets for TDSU Stadium currently, and in my opinion, you better get that deal while it lasts, because I don't think it's going to stay like that for much longer.
Yesterday's price ain't today's price, because price is going to go up. Coming off a 10-win season, being a top 20, top 15 projected team next year, the top player in the country is a Coug. Capitalize on this momentum. Buy your tickets. Support Houston Cougars football. Buy them, and then come to the games as well. Wearing your Cougar red or your Cougar Houston blue, whatever. Support our football programs.
Yeah, absolutely. LSU had won 119 straight games where they led by 14 points, with their last such loss coming in 2008. Historic win for Houston. I mean, the way the Tigers came out in the game, like, it was, I'm not gonna lie, we've seen that story before from UH football specifically, where, you know, it was listen, the energy in the building from the beginning, it was you could feel there was just an extra electricity about it. And when LSU got out to that 14-0 start, you know, you start thinking in the back of your head, oh, well, maybe it was too big of a moment. But give Houston credit, they settled down. They didn't panic. They went down the field. They scored. No surprise that when Houston needed, they got themselves in that hole. They needed to make big plays. They went to Amari Thomas, who had the first 2 touchdowns of the games. Tanner Kojo had the big touchdown right before halftime that put Houston up. They scored 21 unanswered points. And then Dean Connor scored the big dagger touchdown late down the stretch that put Houston up 10. with about 3-4 minutes left in the game, and that was kind of the ultimately that was the dagger. I know LSU went down, they scored a touchdown, but even then they had to rely on an onside kick that they didn't recover, and give credit to Connor Wegman. I'm sure you guys have talked about him and the great performance he had after the game, which this is the plug that we're gonna have a post game coverage about from Connor Wegman, Tanner Kojal, a small soundbite of Willie Fritz on the Pod Slam Jamma YouTube channel. So if you are new to the channel or you're just watching, be sure to stay tuned on the channel. We're gonna have all that upcoming soon. But Connor Wegman was a man on a mission tonight against LSU. He said that he had faced this Tigers team 2 times prior, obviously in a stint with Texas A&M. Wasn't happy with how those meetings had gone, so he was on a personal mission to kind of cleanse those performances and make a statement. Obviously, coming from an SEC program, and he balled out against this LSU team. Best performance of the season by far.
And real quick, I'm going to play the commercial from Star Pizza featuring Austin Carlisle, and the format is Instagram Reel. So it's going to cover up my face, going to be right in the middle of the screen, but it's okay. Star Pizza is the secondary sponsor of Let's Rage Coogs. So thank you to Star Pizza, Mike and Jennifer Pittman, but also thank you to the primary sponsor, Steve Saxenian and the Saxenian Family. But here, real quickly, is the Star Pizza commercial featuring Houston Cougar quarterback, Austin Carlisle.
Hey, this is Austin Carlisle here. I may be the fastest quarterback on the field, but one thing I always slow down for is Houston's best Star Pizza. Come see why Star Pizza has been one of the best pizza spots in Houston since 1976. Maybe I'll see you there.
Don't forget to try the ranch dressing.
There you go. Are you eating some pizza, Andy? Is that why you?
No, I'm not eating pizza. I wish I was. It's 1 a.m, probably 1:30 in the morning. And I could use some Star Pizza right now. The LSU players, they had some pizza after the game. It wasn't Star Pizza. That's probably why they lost. They didn't have Star Pizza waiting for them after the game. But Kris, we need to stop by at Star Pizza over break.
Yeah, we got this week coming up. Yeah, let's do it.
So we'll stop by any one of their 3 Houston area locations. And say what's up to Mike and Jennifer Pittman. So stop by any one of the locations before or after the game. Austin Carlisle on that commercial there, he had to play. He had a nice run early in the first half. So good to see him get some mud on his cleats while they were playing on turf. Some turf in his cleats tonight against LSU, and had a nice little play. So check out Star Pizza. Big thank you to Mike and Jennifer Pittman for being the sponsor all season long, along with Steve Saxenian.
Now, Andy, I'm going to wait for you to do the media share stuff, but the Houston Cougar football account, Twitter account, has posted some video of Coach Fritz in celebration. In the locker room, the football team is eating some barbecue courtesy of the sponsor, Kinder's.
Yeah.
So they're chowing down on that. So
and apparently the barbecue was really, really good. All the players said that they
whoa, man. Whoa. Apparently. What did media have to eat,
said.
Man?
We did not have that barbecue. They had some chicken quesadillas. They had some. Listen. NRG had some. It's a good thing that Houston doesn't play games at NRG Stadium often, because if we did, I might get a few extra pounds, because they had candy. They had a whole bunch of spread. They had basically a whole buffet, but they did not have any barbecue up there. At least not that I saw.
All right, Andy, you saw 50 Cent, man. What happened?
I saw 50 Cent. I was trying to find a way to get back on the field. He came up. He had two security around him, had a whole group, and I was following them to try to find a way to get onto the field. And damn, I should have asked him for a photo or something, but I just followed them, and then kind of sneak past them to get back on the field, because they were being very strict about letting people get back on the field before the game ended. So if you're NRG staff, I did not get onto the field. I waited until after the game to get back on the field. I promise. I swear.
See, you could have met 50 Cent and talked to him about Let's Rage Coogs and had him underwrite the show for the next 5 years. in due time, that's going to happen, man. We're going to get somebody to support Let's Rage Cougs, the original post-game show for Houston football and men's basketball. Damn, brother, you got anything else you want to add for in the discussion?
I mean, now we kind of touched upon it a lot. Andy kind of reiterated a lot of what we said. I mean, how was the reaction from Connor live? I mean, and just how well he played, how it looked live with him and Kojo.
Well, talking about Connor specifically, like I said, you could tell that he was very self-motivated to perform well against LSU. Specifically, like he had a chip in his shoulder to do well against his program. Like I mentioned earlier, not just because of the previous two meetings he had faced off against LSU when he was at Texas A&M, didn't go as well as he would have liked, but then also kind of the fact that he did leave Texas A&M. He left an SEC school and joined Houston, and he really wanted to perform well. And I think he saw it as a way to prove it not only to himself, but to other people. Like, yeah, I might have gone to Houston, but it wasn't to, quote unquote, take a step back. Like, I have the talent to compete against these SEC programs and against SEC talent, and he showed out. I think this is honestly, I don't even think you can say arguably. This was one of his top performances of the season, and he saved it for the last game of the season in a bowl game.
Andy, what do you think? Were you surprised at how aggressive the play calling was offensively for Houston?
What? I loved it. I think it goes to show. I love it in the fact that it shows that there's so much really more that this team can do, which gets you more excited about the coming season. It showcased Connor Wegman's ability, talent. It showcased really the skilled players that Houston had all over the offense when it came to Amari Thomas, Tanner Kojo. Was I surprised? I think really, kind of like we had mentioned over the course of the entire season, when they fell into that 14-0 hole, Houston kind of, they didn't panic, but they were kind of with their back against the walls pretty early on because they had to go down. They had to do something to stop the bleeding when they were down 14-0, and just Houston being able to execute. Like they were aggressive, but they kind of had to be because LSU came and they punched them in the mouth early, and they had to respond. And to Houston's credit, they responded, and I mean there was a point there where it looked like LSU really couldn't stop them. And again, play right before halftime. Houston drives, marches down the field, and capped it off with a hell of a touchdown grab by Tanner Kojo, who head coach Willie Fritz was really, really high on it. And in his post-game presser, he says that he believes Tanner Kojo is a high NFL draft pick. So high praise from head coach Willie Fritz on Kojo. And then, like I said, Amari Thomas with those two first touchdowns in the first half. Like Houston has playmakers, and they were aggressive. Shoot, if they would have lost, they would have gone down swinging. But I think that's more exciting about just much more versatility that this offense will see. I think we're going to see a much more dynamic offense next year with Connor Wegman. Now, obviously, year two under the system, and then it really gets you excited about what's to come in the future whenever you have Keyshawn Henderson, which again, the versatility that this offense has. There's some extra wrinkles that I'm sure there's still plenty that we haven't seen that Houston is going to unleash next season and the years to come.
You don't think it was pass interference on LSU before the half?
I mean, it was a little bit ticky tacky, but the referees called it, and then they completely melted down right after that. Like it damn near looked like the corner. I think it was number 8, if I remember correctly, when the referee threw the flag. Like he pointed at the ref, went to the sideline, and the LSU sideline got another flag on top of that. So whether it was the right call or not, like you can't have a complete meltdown after it, and shoot, Houston took advantage and capitalized on it.
We should have been doing some recruiting while we were there, because some of them LSU guys gonna be right in the portal.
Yeah, they can come over here, be in the Big 12, and help the Coogs beat Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, they could use some of that talent. They could use some of that speed. They could use some of that.
Sure. Use some of that speed, and again, the great turnout. So many folks wearing Cougar red or Houston blue.
Mm-hmm.
Come to TD ECU Stadium. Okay, don't just make this a one-off. because the Cougs
Will
went
it,
to a
will it
bowl
officially
game.
be changed to Space City Stadium next year? Is that official yet or what?
It's not official yet. As far as I know, it's not official yet. No.
Okay.
But come as we were serious. What you paid for a ticket to the Texas Bowl could be what you pay for season tickets to the general admission area in the TD ECU Stadium. Truly.
You better call tomorrow or Monday morning for the game. I feel like that's not going to be the case for long.
So, and I know we're in the holiday period, but there should be people, hopefully, in the ticket office on Monday to take phone calls for season tickets. Be open Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Be off Thursday, maybe Friday. But answer those phone calls. Do not waste this momentum. This 10-win season, beating an SEC team, so much positivity going forward. Please don't drop the ball. Because as a lot of our viewers have said, tonight's game, the crowd, the folks wearing Cougar red, this is what it could be. And honestly, we believe what it should be for Houston Cougar football. Sold out crowd, full of Cougar fans, watching the Cougars beat big boy programs as they march close and close to that ultimate goal of competing for Big 12 title and then competing in the CFP. This should be a stepping stone, not a stumbling block.
And I think it will be. Just think we're right there, real close this year to be contending for a Big 12 championship. I mean, just think we can ride that momentum, get those key wins at home, good showing out from the crowd, and we'll be right there. I mean, this is just such a monumental win, and it can just bring forward Houston to where it seems to be headed. So it's a portal's about to open up. It's a good time to be a Coug.
I think that's the big thing, right? Kris, that you mentioned. I think it's got to be first game of the season, week 1 next year. Pack TD2 Stadium. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. Like you got to support your program, and hopefully, like you said, like this is just the microcosm of what it can be. Because I think the men's basketball team has shown like Houston's a sleeping giant, and if everything goes well, it looks like they have the head, like Willie Fritz is the guy, and just hearing the players talk, hearing the buzz that he's been able to do in 2 years, like support now, and watch it take off, and the sky's the limit.
And capitalize on Willie Fritz, Coach Fritz, being the guy, being the right person in charge, putting video of him on social media, on the platforms, putting comments, putting him on billboards, putting him on shows, TV shows, commercials. This is December. Football season starts in September. But from January to August, people almost to be a point in Houston. Damn, I saw Coach Fritz on this. I saw Coach Fritz on that. I heard him there on this. He's everywhere. Yes, that's what we need to do with the football program. People see Coach Fritz. Hey, Coach, I saw Coach at the grocery store. He was talking about the football program. He got me hyped to buy tickets. All that kind of stuff. Capitalize on this momentum. We have talked about being a big-time program. We got the right coach for the job in football. So let's build on this. And let's start playing for and ultimately winning championships, not just Texas Bowl games.
Didn't we sign up for a home and home or against LSU? Don't we play LSU next year?
27.
They play LSU in 2027 at NRG Stadium again.
Okay.
To open the season.
Okay. And gotta bring back Amari Thomas.
Yeah, that's gonna be key.
Gotta bring him back. What else, Andy? I'm surprised nobody's walked past you to try to kick you out, man.
Well, hopefully you don't jinx it pretty soon. Someone has a replower going on. They have to clean all the confetti but I would say just the main thing. One, don't ever, that you hear the narrative from national media and sometimes from bigger programs about bowl games and meaningless bowl games, quote unquote. Like for Houston, this was the exact opposite. Like the players were celebrating like they had won a national championship when the clock hit triple zeros like that. This win meant something to them. They set out to go out there and make a statement, grasp that 10th win, and ultimately win a championship, which is what they did in the Texas Bowl. Again, another plug, but like check out the Pod Simon Jammy YouTube channel. Like I recorded the moment the game ended, and you just see the celebration, see the joy, see the excitement in the players and faces and their reaction to them even eating the brisket or the rib, whatever they get as a part of the commercial aspect of this bowl game. Like it meant something to them. And it's really cool to see. Even again, we mentioned Austin Carlisle a little earlier. It's good to see, even if it was very minimal stretches, but players that get a chance to go out there and make plays, or for the case of Tanner Kojo and Dean Connors to have their final moment memory on the field for the Houston Cougars. Like they made a statement. They both had really, really big plays. Tanner obviously at the end of the first half, Dean Connors at the end of the second half to kind of seal the game there. Like those are anytime you get a chance to step on the field, like they go out there, and this meant a lot to the Houston Cougars, and they went out. Kudos to them. They went out and they got a big win against a big program, against a big conference.
And
One
one more
thing you
time,
missed, Andy, before you joined, and it kind of goes to that point of what you just said, is we could just tell from Connor Cozio, from the way he played, and that it's a culture established with Coach Fritz. You have a player like that who's almost guaranteed to be a draft pick and still is going out and play as hard as he played, fighting through what it looks like injuries, coming out just to finish the game. Just that mentality of going in to play. I'm playing it, no opt outs, and everyone playing it and looking to end the season strong with the win, and to hear the celebrations live and what it meant to them. I mean, I think this goes a long way.
and real quick, one more time, I want to play the Star Pizza ad spot featuring Austin Carlisle. Star Pizza is a secondary sponsor of Les Rage Coogs, has been throughout the football season. And just real quick before I play the clip, we'll be back here with you guys Monday night after the Cougs beat Middle Tennessee in men's basketball. But here's a clip: Austin Carlisle with Star Pizza.
Hey, this is Austin Carlisle here. I may be the fastest quarterback on the field, but one thing I always slow down for is Houston's best Star Pizza. Come see why Star Pizza has been one of the best pizza spots in Houston since 1976. Maybe I'll see you there. Don't forget to try the ranch dressing.
Thank you once again to Mike Pittman with Star Pizza. But in addition to playing that clip, that ad, that spot, that gives you an idea. If you have a company, if you have a business, if you have a commercial, a promo, you can play that here, become a sponsor of Let's Rate Cougs, and we can play that spot for you on this show.
Yeah, video, sponsor comment section, whatever. Listen, whatever ideas you have, maybe there's something that we haven't even thought of. Feel free to reach out. The email that Kris put on our screen, that's ragecougs@gmail.com. All lowercase, open for business. And we have a lot of different things that we can do. And like Kris said, we'll be back on Monday, right? This is the end of the football season, and we're going all the way until that first Monday in April. So come with us, and then we'll have all season content. We'll interview players. Kris, you mentioned we got to get Willie Fritz all over the city. We got to get Willie Fritz here on Potsdam and Jam /Rage Coogs, and have a conversation with him. We've had conversations with Eddie Nunez. We have conversation with players. We had conversation with Coach Bishop literally just a couple weeks ago. So listen, invest. Ultimately, that's what it is. And while UH football is on the verge of hopefully taking off and becoming not only a Big 12 powerhouse, but a national powerhouse, listen, we're a sleeping giant too, because we do a lot with a little, and imagine what we could do with a lot.
Well put. LRC is a sleeping giant. Imagine what we could do with a bigger budget. Honestly, hell, a budget. Honestly. But truly, reach out to us. Big 12, Big 12 basketball season, men's basketball conference play starts for the Cougs on
January
January
3rd.
3rd. So if you want to advertise on the shows, one more time, Let's Rage Cougs is the original post-game show for Houston football and Houston men's basketball. So join us, Cougs helping Cougs. Reaching out to new platforms. Paul Samajama now has a Twitch channel on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. More and more people are watching this show on all the different platforms in the thousands. So help us help you. We got plans for 2026, onward and upward. And I mean, I think we all agree with this statement right here that the Cougs need to get bigger
And
and
some
faster.
speed. Yep.
Speed. No doubt.
It became evident today. If you're trying to be a national powerhouse, you got to upgrade your speed, because there was some. Actually, damn near, Kris, you mentioned it, and I had the same thought. After the second kickoff, it didn't lead to a kickoff return touchdown, the second one, but damn near, like, it got to a point where you didn't want UH to kick it off towards them. Like, shoot, I would have been content with them kicking it out of bounds for all I cared, and at least they're not going to have a chance to return it for a touchdown. But I think today in stretches, it's pretty evident that, LSU players, again, there was a little extra gear that some of them had. And if UH is trying to not only be a powerhouse in the Big 12, we saw it against Texas Tech earlier in the season too, right? Like, it just seemed like Texas Tech was a level above Houston against those premier programs, both in the Big 12 and nationally relevant. Like, they got to upgrade when it comes to speed and a little bit of size too.
Definitely the speed. I mean, Kris asked with the initial kickoff what I think, and that's exactly what I said. It's speed, and the speed is glaring. I remember watching Speedy Steve Marquez Stevenson live, and the speed that he had was different. And we need that type of speed, and that's the type of speed that I saw with LSU. Maybe it's just that Louisiana speed, because he's from Louisiana too.
Yeah.
But definitely speed, bigger size with speed. And to E.F. Crabtree's other question, like, what else do we think the program needs? I think, like we're saying, with speed, more size, but I think the running back position is going to be really important. I think we got Sanford coming back. Look to see with him pick back off and be that consistent. I mean, I don't say every down back, because they're going to rotate them. See with their running back, because I mean, Dean Connors, we haven't talked to him now, but he ended up having a really good year, had a really good game, over 100 yards against the LSU defense, and you can see the speed, his burst. And so replacing him with a really good productive back who can do all things, and the plethora of blacks who can be productive, I think is going to be important, because I think on the outside we're going to be a lot more explosive and make a lot more plays. I think we do need to add some speed defensively. Say speed defensively as well.
Agreed. And this, I mean, it's Sunday now, but the win in the Texas Bowl showed the potential of the program, the fan support. Andy said it, Dayon said it, we believe it. Houston Cougars football, the sleeping giant is beginning to wake up. It's now to build upon this momentum with fan support, with more speed on the football team, bringing in better talent, but being on the lips of fans and Houstonians here in and around the city. Hey, man, I saw the Cougs did against LSU. I'm going to go to their games in the fall. I want to be part of that atmosphere at the stadium. Capitalize on this momentum. Do not waste this opportunity, because this could have been this was a great first impression for someone who never saw the Cougs play this season until tonight.
Yeah.
So build on this. Don't let those folks say, man, I saw what y'all did at the NRG Stadium, but y'all didn't answer my phone call and I called for tickets. Don't do that. Don't give them that chance. This was a great first impression for people who have never seen Houston Cougars under Coach Fritz. So let's build on this, because this statement, great season, 10 wins, lots to look forward to. Agreed. So please do not drop the ball. I don't want to hear people say, reach out to me, Andy Dayon. I was trying to get tickets and the phone just rang. Please don't do that. Do not waste this opportunity to capitalize on this great momentum. Coach Fritz needs to be on the local shows for the next 2 weeks when he's not recruiting and retaining players and go and get recruits in the portal. I'm Willie Fritz. They have a video. Dayon said, this is Houston Cougars head football coach Willie Fritz, encouraging you to buy tickets and come out and support the team as we build men, develop men, and compete for championships. Go Cougs. Something like that every week, every month. Let's do this. Let this sleeping giant wake up, and let's prove to all those people in the conference and around the area who were always afraid of what could happen, or what would happen if Houston Cougars football got its ish together. That concludes my TED Talk.
I think that's all that's left to be said, Kris. Can't top that.
So thank you to everybody staying up late. Thank you for your patience. We started the show a little later than we originally planned. But reminder, join us for the next Let's Rage Cougs post-game show on Monday after the Cougs men's basketball team beats Middle Tennessee. But if you are not at the game, be sure you listen to the analyst on the call of the game, because it will be one Galen Robinson Jr. How about that? So I'm going to wrap it up. Y'all know, if you don't know, if you're new to this show, new to me, Kris Gardner, Houston Round Bar Review, been around since 1994. Subscribe to the Houston Round Bar Review channel. Support us, support Andy, support Dayon, support me. Wrap it up. Since 1994, the Houston Round Ball Review. Local name, global perspective.
Yes, sir. Dayon, real quick before you go, just a quick reminder again, if you are interested, be sure to reach out. Kris, when you have a chance, put the email on the screen, let'sragecougs@gmail.com, all lowercase. Anything, whether it be the video ad like Star Pizza ran today, banners like you see on the screen, both with the Saxenian Family, Star Pizza, sponsored comment section, sponsored ticker, sponsored post. We have a lot of different ideas, and we're open to hearing a lot of new different things as well. Just reach out. Be sure you stay tuned to both Potsdam and Gemma on YouTube, on X, Let's Rage Coogs on Instagram and TikTok. Had a lot of different posts. Check them out. We have a couple of different touchdowns from Amari Thomas, Tanner Kojo, and D. Connors with the go-ahead. He hit it wasn't the go-ahead, it was the dagger touchdown to put them up by 10 after they kicked the extra point, and he hit the 6-7 sadly after. So be sure to check them out on Instagram and TikTok. YouTube channel, like I said, we're going to have post-game comment from Tanner Kojo, from Connor Wegman. And if you haven't done so yet, check out the celebration. It's 11 minutes. It's just unfiltered. You get to see, walk you through like if you were on the field. It's the perspective. You get to see the Houston Cougars celebrate them winning the Texas Bowl. And a big thank you, and we'll see you Monday.
Man, what a win, what a ride, what a leader in Coach Fritz. Second year, 10-win season. And then it's monumental to end it the way they ended this year, through the ups and downs. I can think all the way back to the game from Oregon State, how big of a win that was. And just stacking the wins, stack 10 of them. You look at the recruiting class coming in, you got your senior quarterback coming back, and hopefully his top receiver coming back, with the other playmakers that coming back with Young, and hopefully some of the other guys. And so I'm just excited, man. It's a great time to be a Coug, great time to be a part of Houston in all sports. It's basketball season officially. for us now. I mean, we've been in basketball, of course, every year. I'm just saying now that football is over, now we're full-fledged basketball, and the ride that the basketball team is going on. So just think of football. It's not far along. I think next year you'd be expecting to seasons like this to eclipse 10 wins, competing for a Big 12 championship, and expectation to get into the college football playoff. And so, I mean, we're on the rise and we're trending in the right direction with the right man in charge and Coach Fritz. I'm happy and proud to be a great win tonight, great way to end the season and the football seasons for us. Thank you to the Saxenian family, Star Pizza for rocking with us all football season. And of course, if anybody wants to get with us going forward, hit us at letsracecoogs@gmail.com. We got plenty of ideas. We're willing to even hear more ideas, maybe than we didn't think of. We want to partner with us. So get at us, man. As always, go Coogs.